7% screwball.
Big opportunity for Vallejo here today as Vandegrift steps in. Out of Bogart, Georgia. 0 for 4 so far in the series. A couple of walks and 3 strikeouts. It's just the second time all season that the freshman has gone 4 at-bats in a row without a hit. That's how consistent she has been.
Well, they have picked on her a little bit upstairs. That last pitch, Vallejo throwing that rise ball, and that's the screwball in the outer half.
Strikeout number 1 for Vallejo.
Well, Vallejo immediately going right after the all-star freshman. That's the screwball. Last second, just going to start to really peel away. So the setup pitch is the rise ball up at her eyes. Screwball in the outer half. Picks up the first strikeout of the game. That's a big one, keeping Vandegrift off the bases.
Next up is Hevlin, the senior from Three Rivers, Michigan. 0 for 3 in the series, but LSU stayed away from her yesterday when she had an opportunity to do some damage. She walked a couple times. Alabama starts the day 4-7 in the league, in 12th place right now. LSU in 3rd place, a half a game out of 1st. Tied in the loss column with Texas A&M and Oklahoma. Misses that inside.
Boy, Vallejo not afraid to challenge already these hitters on the inner half. Likes to throw that arm side with the screwball.
Shane Jackson behind the plate today. Heath Walker at first, Chris Neighbors at third as Hevlin draws the walk here with 1 out. Patrick Murphy, 27th season now at Alabama. 25 trips to the NCAA tournament. Have been in 18 of the 19 Super Regionals, including last year the stunner in Knoxville when they upset Tennessee and got back to the World Series for the 15th time. They've been there 4 of the last 5 years.
A little bit of a different look this year at this Alabama team. Offensively, putting more runs up on the board, a lot more speed. Last year's team was more about limiting damage done to them. They had a really good pitching staff. Beaver in the circle for them.
Pops that up to the left side. That'll get out to left field. Jaden Leno is there, 2 down.
Third baseman, Brooke Ellisted.
Here's Brooke Ellisted. One swing and a miss. 0-2.
Vallejo really using that screwball effectively against the lefties. Used it against Vandegrift, again against Pruitt, now to Ellisted.
A lot of play. One and two. To short. Stepping on the bag, going the short way is Avery Hodge. A walk, one stranded. LSU picking up the bats when we come back. Coffee will start things off. And a ground ball to short. Sailing Hawkins can't make the throw over to first, and Coffee will take second base.
Well, we had some rain overnight, and you'd look at the way that Sailing Hawkins is going to get to this ball. It's hit hard back up the middle, but this is a routine play until, look at the way that she's got a little bit of a slip there, probably to get that front foot down. You can see the dark spots, that wet infield goes down to the ground, and Dukeshire unable to make that stop in front of her, so LSU immediately with Coffee on base at second.
So immediately a runner in scoring position for LSU. We'd like to welcome those of you that just finished up watching UConn win the national championship over South Carolina in Tampa today. Number 12 for Gino, the first for Paige Beckers. And the fly out here will be good enough to get Coffee over to third, one down. Here's the lineup for the Tigers. Jayla Lassiter having herself a series. On Friday night, it was a 2-run home run. Yesterday, it was a squeeze bunt to bring in a run. Showing off her versatility at the plate. Junior from Alabama, who started out her career at Ole Miss. And here's Macy Bajaran after Lassiter flew out. 3 for 11 in the series with a run batted in. RBI opportunity right away. She is one of the Smash sisters. Launches that out to left. Lauren Johnson makes the catch, and plenty deep to score. Coffee, and LSU grabs the early lead.
And that's all about having that speed of Coffee on third base. Johnson, good job getting underneath that ball and throw home, but it was about the speed. This is an LSU team that has been very aggressive, taking the extra 60 feet. So the fly ball by Lassiter allows Coffee to get to third, and then Bajaran with that ball deep enough picks up the sac fly.
Well, for Alabama, that should have been out number 3,
yeah.
But the error proves costly as Coffee reaches on the error and comes all the way around to score. Here's Tori Edwards, the other Smash sister. Redshirt freshman out of Flower Mound, Texas. Only played 3 games last year, then got hurt. And boy, has she come back strong this year.
Strong is the key word. Just
yeah.
So many tools. 54 RBIs on 13 home runs, 3 grand slams, and she just gets it done in the weight room, on the ball field.
She is 4 RBI away from the LSU freshman record, 4 home runs away from the LSU freshman record.
She has such a clean swing. Her exit velocity well over 80 miles an hour, and any time that you could be over 80 miles an hour, you're going to hit it past people.
They are hitting it well with Bryce Neal now in his second year, works with the hitters for Beth Tarina. That you know you're serious about your craft when you've got the conductor's podium over there as a hitting coach. He's ready to conduct the offense.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's all about making sure that they're in leveraged positions, understand what's going to potentially be coming at them, what do they have the highest opportunity to hit.
There's Beth Tarina now in her 14th season here in Baton Rouge. Sends that one to the gap and off the base of the wall for Edwards, sliding in safely at second with the extra base hit.
And we were just talking about her strength. Take a look at where this pitch is located and how she gets around it. This pitch is supposed to be well off the plate. That is in the other batter's box almost. Take a look at this swing. and she gets around that and pulls that into the left center gap. Look at the power, the backside rotation, just the way that she gets extension. This is just a beautiful swing on a pitch that is a ball and a half off of the plate, but still hitting it all the way to the fence. That is elite swing and elite power by Tori Edwards.
That gets pitching coach Lance McMahon out to talk with Riley and try and settle her down. It's their first hit, but already a run up and now threatening for more. They left 10 on base yesterday, did LSU. They want to be better with runners in scoring position. Hawkins this time able to make the play over to first, but a 1-0 LSU lead in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and this is a Alabama team that's done a good job of figuring out their offense this year, putting some runs up on the board. That was the issue last year. They were stronger in the circle last year. This year, it's been free passes in the circle. It's been errors defensively that have really hurt them. They can clean those two aspects of the game up with this offense. Stay in some games.
Ground ball to Hodge. And Alexis Papillo, the starting DP today, is taken care of. One down. 5, 6, and 7 coming up here to face Vallejo. Ashley's a winner 3 times, a champion of the Southland Conference from her days at McNeese. Also a pitcher of the year with over 100 appearances on her resume. But this is the first time she's throwing for LSU in an SEC game.
Well, and she's a good mix between the other pitchers that LSU has in that bullpen, and her ability to go east and west is a good offset to Berzon, who's really heavy down. Heavner, who we saw yesterday, who is very spinny and up from the left side.
She's been very efficient. Only needed about 12 pitches to get through that first inning. Here's Abby Dukeshire.
Well, there's a pretty good chance that Alabama was expecting to see Berzon back in the circle here in Game 3. After seeing her in Game 1, she only threw 68 pitches in that 5-inning complete game shutout.
0-2.
She came in late in yesterday's game to help seal the win.
Got her first save.
Yeah. I think Beth Tarina understanding that sometimes you need more than 2 arms, ace A and B. You've got to have really that staff of 4 or 5 arms in the bullpen to be able to get deep into the postseason nowadays, get around all these good hitting teams.
She's so good with the pitchers, has been her whole career, a former pitcher herself at Florida. And a day like today, trying to see what the other arms have and can provide in high leverage games. They are very much in the chase for an SEC championship at the midway point of the season. 2 down as Coffey takes care of that.
Well, and I think the other luxury that Beth Tarina and LSU have is that the defense has played very well this year. Only 26 errors on the year. And it's a big part of Coach Tarina's game is strong in the circle and the defense. Now they have that offense that's scoring more runs as well for them. It's a recipe to have confidence to be able to use some other arms out of the pen.
Here's Salem Hawkins, the shortstop for Alabama. One for 5 in the series, had a hit yesterday and scored the Alabama run, the only time they've touched home plate so far in the series. Transferred in from Mississippi State. Big shoes to fill, replacing Kenley Cahalan on that left side defensively. Hawkins. Off the glove, the backhand from Hodge, and that'll bounce out onto the grass. Second base runner for the Tide.
Good job by Hawkins to get this ball through that 5-6 hole. You can see the way that Hodge was slightly up the middle, tries to backhand this. It just goes off the heel of her glove. They score that error or a hit.
Bama could use a timely hit. I think they're going to give her a hit for that. Yep. How about this, Smitty? Through the first 2 games, 0 for 20 with runners on base, including the first inning today. Here's Marley Giles in the 8th spot in the lineup.
Yeah, well, those are the statistical categories that really end up hurting you when you look at situational hitting. That's the one area, or areas, I should say, for Alabama that they've struggled. A lot of their hits have come with 2 outs. They haven't been able to add any consecutiveness, so they have not been able to follow up consecutive hits or a walk and then a hit. It's hard to score runs when you're just getting base hits with 2 outs.
How about that? The situational hitting this series.
Yeah, it's been
That's
tough.
too many offers.
Yeah.
And 13 left on base, 10 yesterday. They had their chances. Beth Torina's out there probably reminding Vallejo, hey, we're in the bottom of the order here. Let's throw strikes and rely on our defense to make some plays. These 2 clubs, only Florida has more SEC championships with 15. Alabama with 12, LSU with 10. That's regular season and tournaments combined. So these 2 know their way around a championship chase. Three and 1.
Good leverage count here for Giles. See if she's aggressive.
And draws the walk. That's the second free pass. So the bottom of the order making some noise. Here's the 9-hitter, Lauren Johnson. 2 on with 2 outs, and nobody active in the bullpen for LSU. Vallejo gonna have to muster here. Johnson has a hit in both of the games in the series, and in fact has hit in 8 of her last 10 games as she has taken over as the everyday starter out in left field.
Yeah, second highest batting average on the team at .410, just behind Audrey Vandegrift, who comes in at .442. So these are the 2 bats that you really want. The speed coming up for Alabama.
Can they get their first hit of the series with a runner in scoring position? Right back up.
That's exactly what you want from that number 9 hitter with a .410 batting average. Picks up her 13th RBI of the year. Just blasts this one right back up the middle. It gets out to Lassiter in center field pretty quickly. Good job charging and a nice throw home, but Hawkins, really good jump with 2 outs, able to score and knot up this game.
So 7, 8, 9 deliver, a couple of singles and a walk, and now they pass the bat to the top with 2 outs for Audrey Vandegrift. The lone strikeout victim the first time through the lineup, and 0 for 5 now in the series. Fouls that one back. When you think of her and Edwards, the first baseman for LSU, you think of Taylor Shoemaker at Florida, maybe Aaron Newer at Tennessee. some of the top freshmen around the league. Chopped to Coffey at third and got her. Couple stranded, but a run in courtesy of Lauren Johnson.
Just been on fire in this series, and it is interesting, as you mentioned, Beth, with LSU losing at home to South Carolina, Alabama obviously being tested as well.
What a wild season around the SEC. Arkansas winning today in Gainesville, so they take 2 out of 3 on the road over Florida. Texas beat Missouri in game 1 of their doubleheader today. Game 2 is underway. Tegan Cavan had a no-hitter yesterday for Texas. They sit atop the conference. Still to come later in the year, big head-to-head showdown in Norman with Oklahoma. We'll have all those games for you as Savannah Bedell draws the walk. We've got Oklahoma State next Wednesday, by the way. A little midweek bedlam for you. And then Tennessee, Texas next weekend in Austin.
Yeah, there's no place to hide this year. I mean, SEC, Big 12, I mean, the ACC, there are a lot of, haven't seen a whole lot of the Big 10 and UCLA, but you know, this is going to be, ironically, it has also been the errors that have hurt them this year. But that is 25th double play of the year for Alabama.
Is that the batter is out at first base. LSU is challenging the ruling on the field. The play is under further review.
All right, so they'll do the review in Birmingham. Check it out. On the coach's challenge from LSU. Let's see if they've got a gripe here. Call on the field is out at first base.
I think she's out.
Oh, I think that might stick.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's a different angle here.
That's a nice stretch by Duchar to really get out there, shortens that distance.
This could be the one.
Yeah.
Yep,
She's out. Yeah, really good job by McGee to get down the baseline and hit the front of the bag. But I think that call is going to stand.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. The runner is out at first base. This is LSU's first challenge of the game.
So it's the 25th double play of the year for Alabama.
So nobody on board for Jaden Leno. 1 for 3 yesterday, scored a run. Former prep player of the year in the state of Georgia. Her sister Zoe, also an SEC softballer at South Carolina. Tigers trying to get Beth Torina her 700th career win today.
How about that?
Also looking very much like a contender, Michelle, to get back to the World Series for the first time since 2017. And that will stay fair down the line, and Duchar steps on the bag. 1-1 through 2.
They're doing this year.
2, 3, and 4 for the Tide. Here's Callie Hevlin, walked in the first to face Ashley Vallejo out there for the 3rd inning, getting her first SEC start today.
Vallejo spinning the ball just enough. So many of these Alabama hitters have been out in front of pitches. One of the things we talked with Coach Murphy about a little bit today, earlier before the game, was just allowing that ball to travel a little bit longer.
Throwing the off speed. And coming upstairs with the rise. Havlin. Coffee sidesteps and makes the play. 1 down. Here are Saturday's featured SEC Network softball matchups. The Tigers will be at Texas A&M, and then South Carolina visits Arkansas. Both games are the second in a 3-game series. Talking to LSU pregame, they are actually going to stay in Texas because they have Texas A&M and then UT. Tough little stretch.
Yeah.
So they're going to hang out outside of Austin.
I feel like every time we talk about SEC teams' upcoming schedule, we're like, ooh, tough schedule.
Oh, wow, that's tough. Alabama's isn't any easier.
No, nobody's is. This is a conference
Or
where
the addition of Oklahoma and Texas has just skyrocketed this thing. The strength of the Southeastern Conference. In the RPI, they are the top 5 spots. That one will trickle foul. 8 of the top 10 RPI. Every SEC team is in the top 30. So that is half the top 30 are the SEC schools.
There it is.
And there you see, remember, the top 8 heading into the NCAA tournament. If you're a top 8 seed, you get the chance to stay at home for the regionals and the super regionals. Florida State looks like a strong contender, as does UCLA. And I think you've always got to be ready for Nyjah Kennedy at Texas Tech, Jordy Ball at Nebraska.
100%. Ohio State swinging it this year. Coach Kumar coming over from Miami of Ohio, who led the home country in home runs last year. That program now bashing it. I mean, there's nowhere to hide this year.
Arizona playing well. They just took 2 or 3 from Oklahoma State with a win today. And the Oregon Ducks in the top 5 this week. In foul territory, Edwards fighting the breeze. 2 down.
Well, and there's a couple mid-majors as well that are just having outstanding years. Liberty has been ranked in and out of the top 25. Coastal Carolina has some huge wins. I mean, you just start looking at some of these programs that show up as a 2nd or 3rd seed in regionals, and
you don't want them coming to your house.
You'd be in for a big fight. Exactly.
Of course, this is all on the road to the Women's College World Series. We'll have the selection show for you in May, and every pitch en route to Oklahoma City. Remains to be seen, Smitty, if we're headed to the Dirty Myrtle at some point with Coastal in the mix.
Somehow I think if we went there, you'd bring your golf clubs.
You know, it is the golf capital of the world. 2-1 to count. Instead, chumps it foul. 2-2.
Right, every batter this inning has been well in front of the spinning pitches that Vallejo's been able to throw over the dish. At some point, Alabama's just going to have to be a little bit more patient and think about driving the ball opposite field.
Ground ball, and it jumps over the glove of Hodge out into left center.
So, and that's exactly what you want to do. So pitch prior is off the end of the bat. She's spinning out of the box, and this one she lets travel a little bit longer on the outer half and just barrels that up nice and hard. Little bit of a hop. I think Hodge still has the glove ability to be able to grab that. Little bit of wetness on the field, so there's going to be some inconsistencies on the way that ball is going to either stay down or hop up.
Looks like they're going to score that a hit. So the go-ahead run is aboard, but not for long as Papillo pops it up. Still 1-1, tied, Tigers. Last year that happened for the first time in school history.
Well, it just shows, again, the depth of this league and how hard it is to win.
Deep fly ball to center, and back on the track. The catch is made by Vandegrift. Avery Hodge, the 9-hitter, denied.
Hodge got all into that. Well, you know, in previous years, too, Beth, the typical winner of the SEC would only have 3-4 losses possibly. I think this year there's a good chance you could have, you know, number 1, 2, and 3 teams with anywhere from 5, 6 losses, just because of the depth of the team. I mean, look at Oklahoma at one point ranked number 1 in the country, picked up their first loss against Missouri, who was unranked.
Who's down near the bottom.
And near the bottom.
Auburn did pick up a couple of wins this weekend. They're first in league play. Here's Coffey back to the top of the order. 1 run on 1 hit the first time through the lineup facing Caitlin Riley. They got a sacrifice fly from Macy Bajaran to score the run in the first as Coffey, who had reached on an error, came home.
It's that off-speed curveball that Riley's been throwing. It's been effective. LSU's done a good job, though, of laying off that pitch.
They saw her for 3 2/3 of an inning yesterday. Riley's got wins over Texas A&M and Georgia in the league this year. She can hit too. We've seen her swing the bat here at LSU.
Yeah, in the 10-hole today and not hitting, good chance they could bring her in to hit at some point later on in the game if she were to come out of the circle.
Full count. Coffey goes the opposite way down the line, and the catch is made by Johnson. 2 down. Hey, the push for playoff positioning is on with less than a couple weeks to go in the NHL regular season. We'll have 4 of the top teams in our next ESPN Hockey Night Tuesday. Our coverage begins at 7 Eastern. Congratulations to Alexander Ovechkin, the new career scoring leader.
How about that?
Surpassing the great one yesterday.
I mean, how many years was that? That was a lot of years.
It's
Since,
a couple of decades.
yeah, 80s, I think.
That the record has stood.
Yeah.
Longer than that, yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing that's impressive is the length of careers. You know, how many lifetimers or guys, women that stay in their sports for up to 20 years.
Well, we just saw Diana Taurasi in women's hoops retire after 6 Olympics.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
That'd cover 24 years.
Math.
I'm not good at math. It might only cover 20. Don't at me on that one. Congratulations to Sylvia Fowles, by the way, the former LSU Tiger, going into the Naismith Hall of Fame. Along with Sue Bird and Maya Moore from UConn. Sylvia, one of the great big women in the history of the sport. Multiple championships with the Minnesota Lynx in her pro days. Called strike 3. Riley gets the punch out.
Edwards was really what he was looking for.
Abby Dukeshire to lead things off here in the top of the 4th, and it is the bottom of the order coming back around. A couple of singles and a walk got them their run in the 2nd inning. Dukeshire grounded to 3rd her first time up and doesn't lay off the rise there, 0-2. Vallejo back out there for the 4th inning. I believe her longest appearance of the year was 5. And so far, a gem of a start. Coffey snags it, drops it, fires to first, and an errant throw, and Dukeshire is aboard.
Coffey has a tendency to step back a little bit to create some separation between her glove and her body. So take a look. See the way that she sets her body up, transfer, drops the ball. So you can see that she's got very clean fielding lines. She does a great job of gloving it up, but then that transfer, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, that's on me. Very fortunate. Good backups, though, by the rest of her teammates to make sure that Dukeshire cannot then continue on to second base.
There you see the numbers for Coffey with the glove. So the go-ahead aboard for Alabama with nobody out, and it's Salem Hawkins singled and scored in the second. Pops the bunt up, foul. On a cool, overcast afternoon here in Baton Rouge, the breeze actually blowing out today. The first two games, high winds. Drops down the sacrifice. Vallejo checks the runner, and the only play was to first, so the sacrifice is a good one. And now into scoring position for the go-ahead run, and Marley Giles, who walked in the second. If you've spent any amount of time here at Tiger Park, you know the line drives are better than getting the ball up in the air and letting the wind turn a home run into an infield pop-up.
Yeah. Yeah, this has never been a park really for, or a program for home run hitters. Unlike Arizona, Oklahoma, there are certain parks where the ball flies. You know, the wind is moving out a little bit.
Yeah. Be the kind of day that Ashley Long Gone Langoni would try and take advantage of. Former Tiger. They had a lot of their alums in town yesterday. Big celebration. That one's fouled into the netting.
Well, and it's interesting, Beth, because, and I know that LSU is on defense right now, but when we were talking with the LSU coaching staff before this game, part of the reason that I think their offensive numbers up is there's been a little bit shift in mentality since Bryce Neal has come in, is that they're looking at hitting more line drives because they've realized anything with a launch angle is really just an out to the outfield.
1-2 to Giles. Doesn't chase.
And so both these programs, really, Alabama has more home runs than LSU. Alabama comes into this series with 46 home runs, LSU just 33 home runs. It's more about that situational station-to-station type of scoring.
Full count.
You know, and sometimes you have to know the field. You have to know the houses you're coming into to play and how you're going to manage your offensive alignment to try to score runs.
This is the fifth three-ball count for Vallejo. Right back up the middle. And they will hold the base runner at third. Kinley Pate.
Well, that is a big hit for Giles. She's been struggling. She's done a good job behind the dish, but offensively, she's had her struggles this year. Pitch on the inner half, leveraged count for her to be able to take advantage of a pitch that she knows Vallejo is going to need to serve over the dish. First and third situation for Alabama.
Bottom four in the order have all been on base. 3 of the 4 have hits for the Tide. And is this all for Vallejo? It appears to be. And they will bring in the left-handed flamethrower who picked up the win yesterday in Jaden Heavner.
Pitching change for the Tigers. Coming in for Vallejo. Captain circle for the Tigers. 0, Jaden Heavner.
Taking a break here in Baton Rouge. Back in a moment. Tide threatening. The freshman out of Pace, Florida, Jaden Heavner, is the new pitcher in the circle here for LSU. Her 3rd relief appearance. First time she's showing up out of the bullpen in SEC play.
Yeah, and Heavner was outstanding yesterday. 6 innings, had 7 strikeouts. Really moves the ball around. She's a lot of east and west. Backdoor curveball. She'll throw it to both lefties and righties. She's got that good rise ball at the top of the zone, but she's that typical spinny lefty, does have velocity in the high 60s. She's more up in the zone, and it's that curveball, rise ball, changeup combination that she's used effectively. Yesterday, the only thing that we did see that maybe kind of sticks on the stat line is the 4 base on balls, 2 hit batter, so 6 free passes yesterday, but she doesn't give up a lot of hits, only 3 hits, so she dances that ball through the zone and around the zone.
You just got to stay on your toes in that batter's box.
Absolutely.
And here's Lauren Johnson, who drove in the run for Bama in the second. And the go-ahead's at third here for the Tide. Have dropped the first 2 games of the series. They are looking for their first lead of the trip to Baton Rouge.
Johnson was 1 for 2 off of Heavner yesterday. She had a sacrifice, had a base hit going the opposite way, as you mentioned.
They are 2 for 3 today with runners in scoring position. Checks into the netting. One-two pitch, launches that one deep to left, back it.
How about Johnson in the 9-hole? We talked about this, a .410 batting average. She just gets into a pitch that is elevated. She saw her yesterday for 3 at-bats. She was hunting something up in the zone, barrels this up, and with a little bit of wind helps bash that well over Leno's head off the base of the wall. And I love the fact that Giles comes all the way around from first base. That is called reading your outfield, knowing that they were in and able to get all the way around from first to score and get ahead.
And that's the catcher with some wheels.
And so here she is. Take a look at this. She sees immediately, she kind of little bit of a pause and knows immediately that is over the outfielder's head, and that's what allows her to score all the way from first base. You are expecting that with 2 outs, but with 1 out, that's a really good job of base running.
And Patrick Murphy taking advantage of the carom off of the wall that got away from Leno. So now Johnson in scoring position for Vandegrift at the top of the order. And she'll take third here on the pass ball. Four hits for the bottom of the order, all 3 runs coming from the bottom. And the bottom 4 in the lineup have reached base 6 times, the first 2 times through the order.
That's what you want. Getting on base and then turning it over. Now they need to get that top of the lineup jump started.
Yeah, Vandegrift looking for her first hit of the series. Still just the 1 out, and that was on the sacrifice from Hawkins. The inning started with the error to Coffey at third base.
Just the 27th error of the year for LSU.
To the right side, and that'll score a run as Edwards couldn't pick it clean. May have raised her eyes to check the runner at third, and it bounces away from her. 4-1 Alabama.
This ball well struck. Vandegrift has the ability to turn on the ball hard. Edwards playing off the line, but this is definitely a playable ball, one that she knows she would like to have back if possible. Just takes that hop up.
2 errors in the inning, helping Alabama put 3 on the board. And now you got to be very careful with Hevlin. She is the punch in this lineup with the 11 home runs this year. Runner goes, the throw down, and they got her. The top base stealer in the country wiped out by Bajaran.
Bajaran is just so quick behind the dish. She knows more than likely that Vandergriff is going to be going immediately. A good pitch to throw down on. Great job. Hodge getting over, really good tag.
Just the 6th time this year she's been caught, has stolen 45 bases. Right now 2-2 to number 22. Chat with Beth Torino when we come back. Hevlin waits on it. Good play by Hodge to get there, but no chance at Hevlin over at first. And it is the 3rd hit of the inning for Alabama. Hevlin's been on base a couple of times today.
This Alabama team just continuing to fight, understanding how important these games are. Game 3, even though they lost game 1 and 2. This point in the season, just so important. These are resume building games.
And a pinch hitter coming up here for the Tide, Kennedy Marceau to the plate for Alabama. 12 for 34 on the season. A couple home runs, 9 runs batted in. And she gets hit by the pitch. That'll bump Hevlin into scoring position.
Marceau, first pitch she sees is a curveball that's going to come up and in. Takes it off the forearm. Takes it off the back arm on the forearm.
3rd free pass. So now the hit batter and the 2 errors have provided the Tide with 3 extra base runners this inning. They've scored 3. Ellisted eyeing a couple of more. Singled her last time up. Sends it the opposite way, and Leno is there. That'll end the inning. Bottom of the order coming through big time. A run rule win on Friday night. A nail biter holding off Alabama with the bases loaded in the 7th inning last night. And now looking for a rally. But Caitlin Riley's been stingy. Just the 1 hit allowed. And that was to Edwards, who doubled her last time up. .30. Taken all the way.
Bajaran's been getting in to that batter's box and then backing off the plate just a little bit.
Great grab at second base by Hevlin. Climbing up to get it, 1 down.
Bajaran strikes this ball really well on a 3-1 hitter's count, but look at the way that Hevlin goes up and gets it. Perfect timing, leaves her feet That ball struck right at her, but knows that she's got to time that perfectly. And of course, Riley pitching with a lot of emotion, giving some love right back there to Hevelin, to her middle, saying thank you very much.
First pitch swinging, Edwards down the line, and the great throw by Elstead to get her. 2 down.
Well, Elstead doing a really good job of going back and getting this ball. Look at the way she's going to backhand that. Not sure if it's fair or foul. It would have been very fair over the bag. And then a nice throw back across the infield. Dukeshire again with a really good stretch at first base. You know, we talk about that a lot. First baseman close that gap with that ball approaching. So important to be able to use those long levers to go out, make that catch.
2 down for Rudity. McKenzie grounded to short, her first time up. Quickly down 0-2. Riley looking for back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. Has retired 7 in a row.
And that's the pitch right there. It comes in about 58 miles an hour. It's very spinny. Very different look than that heavy drop ball that she throws about 60% of the time.
Good comeback for Rudity. Draws the 2-out walk. Second of the day for Riley.
At the plate, designated player number 16, Savannah Bedell.
Savannah Bedell out to shallow right center, and that one will drop on the grass. So all 4 of the Alabama runs coming with 2 outs today, and now LSU threatening with 2 outs.
Off the end of the bat, Bedell is just going to get this ball to drop beyond Hevelin. So Hevelin, a little bit of a hesitation before she drop steps to go back. And that ball just dumps down on the green. Those are tough. Those are those balls that are just so difficult to get to.
So McMahon out to talk with Riley, and there is activity in the Bama pen. Brea Hodges there on the left, and A. Johnson, the LSU transfer, on the right. Standing by just in case.
And I think this is a good decision to leave Riley in. Maddox McGee ground into a double play back in the 2nd inning.
First pitch swinging and lines it right at Lauren Johnson. Relief, and Heavner stays in there. She picked up the win yesterday in the start for LSU and gets a swing and a miss on Kendall Clark, who is the pinch hitter here in the DP spot for Papillo.
Alabama just doing a good job that last inning, really, on the situational stuff. We talked earlier that's what had really hurt them in this series against LSU. Today's game, they're 3 for 9 with runners on, 3 for 6 RISP. And most importantly, they are 4 for 8 with 2 outs.
Yep. All 4 runs coming with 2 outs. Clark's a 300 hitter on the season. Her last appearance was midweek against Alabama State. Went 0 for 2. She's looking for her first hit in league play this year.
An opportunity here late in the game, 5th inning, put a righty in against the lefty Hebner. Coach Murphy talked a little bit about it with us again before the game. Papillo, left-handed, didn't really want that matchup lefty-lefty, so in yesterday's game tried to go with a little bit of different lineup, different opportunity for someone to hit in that DP role.
Full count. And Clark draws the walk. Here's tonight's Sunday night baseball matchup for you. It's the series finale between the Cards and the Sox from Fenway, 7 Eastern on ESPN, Deportes and Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 with baseball tonight. Sunday night down. Lead off the board here for the Tide in the top of the 5th. Here's Abby Dukeshire. Reached on an error. Her pinch runner scored in the 4th. Waits on it and fouls it away.
Alabama, you can tell they are a little more comfortable hunting pitches off of Hebner than yesterday after seeing her 119 pitches yesterday. I saw against Jaden. Well, and that's the one pitch that she did not throw a lot of yesterday. So Jaden really pulling the chain on that off speed.
Mixing it in. Waits on the off speed, pops it up. Edwards has it, 1 down. So now to the bottom of the order, which has been lethal today. 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, 3 runs batted in for Hawkins, Giles, and Johnson.
How about Hawkins? First pitch swinging. That was an aggressive first pitch. Hunt.
Single and a sacrifice for her.
The righties against Hebner is a little bit more open, knowing that she was throwing that curve ball inside, a little more prepared, knowing that that crafty lefty has that good velocity, but also is not afraid to challenge all those right-handed hitters inside.
Gets ahead in the count here. Another one fouled off by Hawkins. Oh, came way in and hit her. Or did that hit off the bat? Oh, they're going to say she swung at it.
They're actually going to call her out. And I'm sure Coach Murphy's going to come out and challenge this. You see the spin, the location of this pitch coming up and in, and she's starting to swing. And her bat crosses the plane, and so with 2 strikes, this is one of those rules that if you get hit in this particular situation,
yeah, it's a strikeout.
It's a strikeout.
2 down. Just the second strikeout for LSU pitchers today. Here's Marley Giles, a walk and a single for Marley.
So we'll call that a strikeout on a rise ball.
Smitty, I'm going to have to defer. That was a knuckleball. That hit her right on the knuckles.
Yes, that's a good point.
Unfortunate on the swing from Hawkins.
Yeah. I think that strikeout to Hawkins too, it just shows the amount of movement that Hebner really has on that pitch. It's coming up, it's multiple planes. It's up, it's at you. And then she'll do that. She'll blend in that 57 miles an hour off-speed curveball that's got some really good spin and rotation on it.
She's throwing that well right now. Ahead in the count again. Throw it another time, youngster. Tried some smoke. 2-2.
The fans are wanting that one.
Giles waits on it and drives it out to center field. Good read by Marley.
Yeah, really good read by Marley Beth, because she's throwing enough of this pitch now that on the outer half, the righties are thinking, hey, if she's going to throw that off speed, I'm going to hunt it, I'm going to look for it. Look at the way that she uses her legs to delay that swing. That is really good hitting on an off-speed pitch. It's one of the things we talk about with hitters, is that even if you feel like you're off balance, try to squeeze those legs together, and what that does is it slows up your body, allows to give you time for that barrel head to be delayed just a little bit to hit that off-speed pitch.
Tide threatening to tack on some more here in the 5th. After taking the lead in the 4th inning, and again, it's the bottom of this lineup having a big day. She waits on the off-speed, drives that out to center field, waving the runner home, and Alabama adds another. As Clark comes in to score.
Now this is just great hitting all the way around by that bottom half of the lineup, taking that pitch on the outer half, driving it right back up the middle. Hodge with a good dive, but just cannot get to it. Lassner coming in and charging. But this is all about Clark getting a good jump, especially with 2 outs, knowing that you're going to be sent home.
The other way, Leno tracks it down, but Lauren Johnson, 4 RB. Lauren layout, I believe is what they're calling it in Tuscaloosa these days. Well, let's see, while we have a moment here, let's check out her handiwork.
Well, Friday, look at the way she's going to go back to the wall. She finds it and elevates at the right time. Back good 3 feet over the wall, bringing that home run back in.
Also had another terrific diving catch in yesterday's game. Here's Jayla Lassiter, who hit a 2-run home run Friday. And then drove in a run with a squeeze bunt yesterday. Missed it away, 2-1.
Brisky really holds on to that pitch. She's a little bit late with her release. She can pump those miles per hour up to 70. Giles has been on her toes back there behind the dish.
Holds up, 3-1.
But this is where at times Brisky can get herself in trouble because she actually ends up overthrowing, throwing through her spin. So the rise is too high, the drop is too low. You know, and sometimes for young pitchers, it's really a matter of learning how to not just throw in that circle, especially when your emotions are pumped up, but just spin the ball, let the ball do the work.
Oh, by the way, the second game of the doubleheader today for Texas has gone into extra innings at Missouri. If Texas loses that and LSU comes back to win, they would pull into a first-place tie. You see, by the way, we'll have Oklahoma and Oklahoma State for you on Wednesday night. It's Bedlam midweek. And then we'll have Texas hosting Tennessee next weekend. And now after the walk to Lassiter, something to cheer about for Tiger fans, because here come the Smash Sisters, Bajaran and Edwards.
Good play for the Tigers. Catcher number 12, Macy Bajaran.
Sacrifice fly in the first, and then lined out to second base in the fourth. Hevlin made a heck of a catch. Two and 0.
Well, Bajaran continues to just kind of sneak back slowly off of the dish. She's done a good job of hitting the ball opposite field, but just sneaking back just a little bit. She's well off the dish. And that's why Alabama's been trying to work her on the outer half. Try to get her to roll over something to the left side.
There is the second Smash Sister on deck, and Tori Edwards just got a piece of it.
And that is a just miss.
Junior from Louisiana, been a starter her entire career, really having a breakout season this year. Beth Torina says she plays like a pro. Her approach, professional. Skies that. And that'll be Vandegrift taking charge. A couple stranded, 5-1 Bama. Games of this series, but 5 on the board here in game 3 as we head to the 6th. Heavner rolls one in. It's Hevlin to lead off, 2, 3, and 4.
So their offensive attack has been impressive here in this game, scoring in 3 of the 5 innings, just scoring 1 time in the previous 12 innings. Look much more prepared in this game, knowing what they're hunting off of Heavner.
Missed it away, 2-1. That score has now gone final in Como. Texas a winner in extra innings, so they will hang on to sole possession of first place. Fly ball, and ooh, almost some traffic. Handled by Lassiter, 1 down. The push for playoff positioning is on. Less than 2 weeks to go in the regular season in the NBA. Got Lakers, Mavs, Nuggets, Kings. Our Wednesday doubleheader. It'll start with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. Inching ever closer to the NBA playoffs. Pruitt laying down the bunt. Heavner able to take care of it. Edwards okay on the stretch. She's a little slow to get up. Oh, and that would be big for LSU.
Couldn't tell if her foot was stepped on.
No, she's reaching for her back on the stretch.
For Alabama will receive a team warning for contact at first base. Alabama's been warned.
So warning to Pruitt running down the line. There's the freeze frame of it.
Third baseman is number 2.
2 down.
Brooke Elliston.
And it's Brooke Elistad. Here, the 4 spot in the lineup, 1 for 3 today.
I think at some point, you know, the coaches need to make a decision on that bag and whether or not you're going to use the orange bag. There's no reason to.
It's been approved, right? It's just a matter of
100%
executing.
Yeah. At least we need the conferences or somebody Division I to step up and say, hey, we're going to use this. We use it as an Olympic team sport at the international level because the game is so fast. And the athlete coming down the line, sometimes the first baseman going back to the bag, the second baseman coming over. There's so many athletes colliding toward that bag to make the play at a very high speed. There's no reason not to have it. It also gives a clear lane for the runners to be able to use the running lane without having to come back into the field of play to hit first base, which is in the field of play.
Full count. And a 2-out walk.
Fourth walk of the game given up by LSU.
For Alabama, number 15, Kendall Clark.
So Kendall Clark will come to the plate for the second time. She walked and scored in the 5th. Takes a good hack. And now 0-2. Edwards, by the way, set to lead off the bottom of the 6th for the Tigers. And with the warning, Pruitt can stay in the game. Was not deemed to be malicious to result in an ejection. Base runner over to second on the wild pitch.
Those are some of those control issues that we saw yesterday. Gaten Heavner with her start.
Bama's 500 today with a runner in scoring position. And Clark strikes out to end the threat. And then hit a rocket down the line at third, and a nice play by Elstad got her out.
And she's been aggressive, swinging early in the count. Last at bat, this at bat.
Beth Torina calls her a special talent, top 25 recruit. Last year, had a toe injury, only played 3 games. And the roller to second, she'll beat it out. And the Alabama error opens a door here in the 6th.
Edwards gets down the line very well. This ball hit in front of her. Hevlin a little bit deep on that glove action instead of going and getting that. It's easy to do because Edwards hits the ball so hard, but I think that's a ball that she can actually go get. Steps back, again, the nemesis this year for that defense of Alabama. They have struggled with the routine plays. 51st error of the year for Alabama. Check that 52nd.
They're actually going to score that a single.
Oh. Okay, well, I might disagree with that.
But it was an error that led to a run in the first. Let's see if a miscue leads to one here in the 6th. Mackenzie Rudity, a ground out and a walk. Brisky on in relief of Riley. First time through this part of the order for her. And a 4-pitch walk. Hey, tonight's Sunday night baseball matchup is the Cardinals and the Red Sox. They're just about to get underway over on ESPN. Sunday night baseball coming your way tonight from Fenway Park. And a threat a-brewing here for LSU in the bottom of the 6th. And Lance McMahon out to talk with Jocelyn Brisky. The LSU hitters getting together.
This is an Alabama team that's done a very good job of turning double plays. 25 on the year. They turned one back in the 2nd inning. So even though they've struggled with the routine plays, they've done very, very well at turning doubles, positioning themselves well for those double plays. See if they can roll a ground ball here and try and pick up a couple outs.
Bedell a walk and a single today. Take strike one. One and one. Ground ball through the right side. Waving Edwards home. Throw to the plate.
How about Bedell picking up her 5th RBI of the year? She's going to get a pitch slightly elevated on the inner half. She's going to bash that through the 3-4 hole. You can see that Hedlund was playing up the middle, and Tori Edwards legging it all the way around with no outs, just coming in hard, scoring that first run, and then with the throws going around, not in time, getting Rudity at 3rd is going to make Bedell the opportunity to go up to 2nd. This is a very aggressive LSU team with a lot of speed.
And it would appear a pitching change is coming for Alabama. And will it be the LSU transfer? It appears it will be. Ailey Johnson coming on with a 3-run lead and the tying run at the plate. And nobody out. The right-hander in her 2nd year now at Alabama, former Alabama High School Player of the Year. Had 21 appearances last year with the Tide.
Very familiar with this ballpark. 33 strikeouts on the year, and the majority of those strikeouts coming with that changeup. She's got one of the most devastating changeups in the game of softball. And so Johnson going to be using that changeup that we talk about. It's devastating. She'll throw it at any count. She'll throw it first pitch. She'll throw it last pitch. She also will throw a rise ball and drop ball that will climb into the upper 60s. But that changeup will dip into the low 50s. It is all about velocity differential and creating a spread. And so pressure situation here for Johnson, coming back to where she started her collegiate career.
An error, a walk, a single. 2 in scoring position for Maddox McKee, who was grounded into a double play and lined out to left field. Just hit her first home run of the season midweek. She has 8 RBI. First pitch swing and fouls it back.
A little bit of extra gas in the tank for Johnson. Last pitch registering at 69 miles an hour.
Ground ball hops over the glove of Dukeshire and a run will score. Throw to the plate, and the tag is made to get Bedell. As 1 run scores and another is cut down at home.
How about McGee hopping this ball through the infield, but Hevlin making that diving catch. That is absolutely going to save a run. Bedell trying to sneak into home, but Giles easily going to be able to grab that. Oh, and then it looked like she made the tag on the foot.
No challenge, no review.
No challenge, yep. That was a close play. From that angle, it's hard to tell if she actually got the foot of Bedell.
The RBI single for McKee. Tying run back at the plate for LSU. Let's take another look at it, and the tag is made on the foot.
Yep.
This has been a storyline that Alabama is trying to shake. They've lost leads in the 6th or 7th inning in 6 games this year, including UCLA, Oklahoma State, Florida State, and Texas A&M. And now the go-ahead run will come to the plate for LSU. Second walk of the inning.
Yeah, second walk of the inning. 5th free pass of the game.
There you go, 9 of 15 losses. They had a chance and it slipped away. Here's Avery Hodge. A fly out and a strikeout for Hodge. And to short for the second out. They do not get the base runner diving back in. 2 down and to the top of the order, and Danica Coffey.
Senior leader coming up in a big situation for LSU.
Looking for her first hit of the day. Takes a strike from Johnson, her former teammate. Oh, 2.
Starts her out with a 54-mile-an-hour changeup and then dials up that pitch on the outer half to 64 miles an hour.
Reaches for it, the ground ball to Hevlin in the play to first, and that ends the threat. Alabama would love a little padding. 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Here's Abby Dukeshire. Reached on an error, and her pinch runner scored in the 4th.
Well, this is the part of the lineup that's really done the damage for Alabama. Dukeshire getting on, but 7, 8, and 9 have been outstanding.
Six, 7, 8, 9 have scored 4 of the 5 runs, and Lauren Johnson 4 RBI in the 9 hole. And laces that out to left, base hit.
Dukeshire having herself a nice game. Made some good defensive plays out there at first base, and now opportunity here late in the game in the 7th to try to get things started. A leadoff base hit, pitch on the outer half, able to get around it.
That's their 9th hit of the day. The Bats have come alive here in Game 3 after they scored just 1 run in the first 2 games of the series. Here's Hawkins. Singled and scored in the 2nd. Drops down the sacrifice. And Dukeshire into scoring position. That's her 2nd sacrifice of the ball game. Her bunt was involved in the big 3-run 4th inning earlier. Here's Marley Giles.
And she's had a nice day as well. 2 for 2.
Has been on base all 3 of her plate appearances.
And I think this is the one bat that if Alabama can really get it to wake up, it makes a big difference. She's been all throughout the lineup, has slid down to that 8 spot, maybe taking a little bit of pressure off of her, just trying to get her some good pitches to see. She's had that today.
Right back up the middle. Waving the runner in, and now slamming on the brakes is Dukeshire as Murph changed his mind. Runners on the corners with 1 out.
Well, and I think that's a good decision. That's a leverage count for Giles. It's a 2-0 pitch, and you can tell she knows what she's hunting. Looking on the outer half, it's a backdoor curveball that Giles is just going to send right back up the middle. This is a big day for her, going 3 for 3, and you can see Murphy is waving Dukeshire around, and at the last second holds her up.
Giles ties her career high with a 3-hit day, and here is the lethal Lauren Johnson. RBI single in the 2nd, 2-run double in the 4th, RBI single in the 5th.
This is Johnson outstanding with the bat. RBI single. How about a double off of the wall? Almost goes yard. And then again, another RBI single. Not to mention a rob job in the first game. A layout defensively in the 2nd game.
Gets a hit here. That's a career high runs batted in for her. Little self-talk. Also has never had a 4-hit game before.
Just doing a good job of tracking those pitches from the lefty.
Johnson out to right. Runner will tag from 3rd. Dukeshire and won't test the arm of Rudity. 2 down. Top of the order, and Vandegrift looking for her first hit of the series. A reminder on Wednesday night, ESPN2, 8 Eastern, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State for a little midweek bed. No longer together in the Big 12, but they'll be at Hall of Fame Stadium, Devon Park. Vandegrift launches that one. Back it goes to the wall and gone. A bleacher shot for Audrey Vandegrift. Plates 3 more for Alabama.
Look at the celebration at home. Vandegrift just going yard. That's just her 3rd home run of the year. She is more about average and speed versus power. Aggressive early in this account and just drives this ball. Gets a little bit of help with that wind, driving that out of the yard. That is a big step up for Vandegrift. First hit of this series. Big 3-run home run.
A lot of insurance for the Tide. Their 2nd 3-run inning of the game, and it's 8-3. Evelyn skies that in foul territory, and the catch is made by Maddox McKay, but a 3-run shot. Ground ball to third, gobbled up by Elistad, 1 down.
I like the way that Johnson, even though she's only thrown to a couple of hitters in this game, I feel like from a calling perspective, she's establishing her hard velocity first and then coming back with her changeup. In the past, she threw a line share of changeup. First pitch, like right there, 54 miles an hour. So she'll throw it in any count, but I think when she really establishes that high 60-mile-an-hour pitch, it just makes that 54-mile-an-hour changeup just knee-buckling.
Here's Bajaran, a sac fly back in the 1st inning. A line out and a fly out for Macy. Drives that one out to center. It's off the glove of Vandegrift and out to the warning track. And a double to lead things off for LSU.
Bajaran just taking a pitch that's elevated. It's hard. After seeing 2 changeups, she attacks the hard stuff, gets it past Vandegrift. Nice effort out in center field. Really good backup by Johnson.
Blocked by Giles.
Yeah, Giles building that up. Really good job not allowing Jones, the pinch runner, to advance.
He scored twice in the 6th. The rally thwarted somewhat by a big.
That ball, there was no chance that that was staying in the park. That is a pitch down below her knee. She's hunting inside. You could see it from her first swing of the at-bat, and she doesn't even watch it leave the yard. Look at that explosion, the swing velocity, so the bat head speed and then the exit velocity. Her exit velocities are up over 84 miles an hour. That easily has to be a 300-foot shot.
Is this another one? Down the line, back on the track and against the wall. The catch is made by Pruitt. 2 down.
Larissa Pruitt, really good job of keeping her eye on this ball. This one looks like it potentially has the opportunity to leave the yard, but goes back. Good catch on the warning track, bumping into the wall and keeping that ball in her glove.
Down to their final out. Here's Savannah Bedell.
Edwards shot, her 14th of the year for the freshman.
She's now 2 RBI and 3 home runs away from setting new freshman records here at LSU.
I mean, her numbers are just staggering, and just comes from all that strength and power she generates. Just going to be fun to watch throughout her career. I mean, even just for the rest of her freshman year, to see where her numbers end up.
That was a launch. Riley trying to shake it off and finish the job for Alabama.
I wonder if it wasn't for Andres Vandegrift's home run, that would have knotted up the game.
Yes. Well, we talked about the freshmen in the open of the program, Michelle. High five to
High
us.
five.
We got it right. They have delivered today. Bedell grounds it to Hevlin, and this could do it. Ball game. Alabama wins game 3 of the series, 8-5. And that 3-run home run in the top of the 7th ends up being the game winner for Vandegrift.
Yeah, great job by Alabama to come back and win game 3 of this series, just showing the grit that they have. Every game at this point is important. It's resume building, so a huge win for Alabama over LSU.
8-5, your final.